Asha, Kasachma, Lana Hebre Edershiad. A good start is half the day's work, and we certainly got that there from the Temple House Ceilidh Band, accompanied by the West Clare set dancers. Well, yes, Marie Brini Weshle, hello there, and you're very welcome, and nice that you're with us tonight down here in the Mills Inn pub, which is the home of Donal and Mary Scannell in Ballavourna in lovely West Cork. And what an elegant setting. We're here in the shadow of the old courthouse or castle, once owned by a man named George Colthurst, just as his hunting residence, mind you, because he also owned Blarney Castle. I'm telling you, those were the days. Well, we've got lots of fine dancers, singers, musicians, all lined up and raring to go. So it's back to the music and the Temple House Ceilidh Band. And with more than a hint of a twinkle in the eye, they play us two jigs. The first one asks, when you're sick, is it tea you want? And that's followed by the eavesdropper.
As I leave behind Nettie, it's like purple splashed on green, and my soul is strangely led through the winding hills ahead, and she plays a melody on wind and seas for me. Won't you remember, won't you remember, won't you remember me? And we wind and climb and fall like the greatest waltz of all. Float across the floor, her sweet breath outside the door, and it's time that I was gone across the silver Tee. Won't you remember, won't you remember, won't you remember me? As I leave behind Nettie in the hall where we have been, rhododendrons in her hair, in the mountain scented air, and it's time that I was gone across the silver Tee.
Oh, indeed, we will remember Nadine or Ken Mayer, a very fine song there from the pen of Jimmy McCarthy, and sung very beautifully for us today by Mary Lavin. Well, now I think it's time we knocked a spark or two out of the floor, and I want you to watch our next guest very carefully, because you're going to see Irish step dancing at its very best. This is Donacha O'Muinachán.
Jerem Chilap, Dile and Dahachi and Shin. No rheumatism there. Grab Mila Mahagat Donacha O'Muinachán. Now, I'm delighted to tell you that Sean O'Shea is with us here this evening. And for his first song, Sean has chosen a very beautiful ballad called Come to the Bower. It dates back, he tells me, to Fenian times, around 1867. And I suppose we tend to forget that around that time, there were as many Fenians on the far side of the Atlantic, in Canada and America, as were at home in Ireland. And this song was written as an invitation to the comrades over beyond to come back home and do their piece for Ireland. So, Eraig Lathachain, Come to the Bower.
With hosannas to greet you, on the shore will be found gallant Irishmen to meet you. Will you come? Will you come to the bower? The air will resound with hosannas to greet you, on the shore will be found gallant Irishmen to meet you. Will you come? Will you come to the bower?
And what a rousing invitation it was. Come to the Bower from Sean O'Shea. Now, we've heard the music of the Temple House Ceilidh Band, but let's see what they have to say for themselves. And here beside me, I have Kieran Hanrahan, the man responsible for getting this great sound together. Listen, Kieran, tell us something about this fine band of men and women you have around you tonight, the Temple House.
Well, it's called the Temple House Ceilidh Band. It was originally named after a tune, but subsequently we found out that it was the name of a little place in between County Sligo and County Roscommon, Temple House. But it's basically a gathering of musicians. Paul, flute player here, is from County Clare. Mary is on the piano here from Dublin. Seamus is from Dublin. And Maureen, our fiddle player, is from County Galway. Not forgetting the senior member of the party, Mick Gaynor, who's from Westmeath, I think. Is that right, Mick? Westmeath, yeah.
So a motley crew, you
Yeah, we just got together for a session one night and
I see.
thought, well, why not revive
Why
the
not
old?
indeed, and
yes.
you're making a fantastic sound, if I may say so.
Thank
but
you very
listen,
much.
how the heck do ye all get together from all these various corners of the country?
I should say with great difficulty.
I'd say
yes,
so.
no.
Listen, the banjo now, I always thought that the banjo didn't belong with Cayley music. It's not a particularly Irish instrument, is it?
No, apparently some people say it's originated, we say Africa, it went from Africa to Germany, or to the United States, and some people say it's partly originated in Germany as well. For me, it originated in Kilfenora, County Clare,
Well said.
with the Kilfenora Cayley band, and a very special man called Jimmy Ward, who was the exponent in County Clare of the banjo. But there's like the likes of Barney McKenna, the Pecker Dunn, Margaret Barry. These people, it goes back in our tradition, there's no doubt about it. But as far as sort of contemporary tenor banjo playing is concerned, I would say Barney McKenna from the Dubliners is really the father figure and excellent at the
And you found great inspiration there yourself,
Well, I
think,
would
did you?
say he was the main man for anybody starting the banjo in this country over the last 15 years, I'd say.
Well, it certainly seems to come very naturally to yourself. Tell me, are they... Sometimes, right. Are they an expensive instrument to buy?
It can vary. This particular one cost me about $200, but it was picked up by a friend of mine in a second-hand shop. It was made in 1932, and it was just left aside, and a friend of mine picked it up. I think it was an antique shop for $200. So you could get it anything from $200 to $5,000 probably. You know, so
Well, that was a lucky old banjo. I'm afraid the day it fell into your hands, Kieran. So listen, will you play us another couple of tunes tonight?
Right, I'm going to play a tune, and we'll